Hey guys, we're jumping right back into some more Alice Madness Returns. Thank you so much for giving my channel a shot. Just a heads up, the game, you guys won't have seen this, I'll edit it out, but the game did just crash again. But right at startup, I had been, it literally didn't even load up this area. It started on while loading after I hit continue game, so it's really not that big of a deal, but it's a little worrisome. It's a little worrisome. I hope everybody's having a good day though, a good day or night.
Yeah, I've been scouting around. Nothing getting a minute. Place is crawling with rozzers since them bleeding murders.
Whose work was that?
You want to know that sort of thing? You got to know where to listen.
Bit shy today, ain't ya?
I ain't you dicky bird. Do your own fagging leg work.
I like that guy's voice. Aren't you, Dicky Bird? Ooh, what's going on over here? Ooh, creepy masks. Oh, it's like a funeral procession. Is that actually something that they would wear in England at any point? It's kind of sick if they did. I kind of like that for some reason. Oh yeah, I know. I
Your hand, sir.
Considering the nature of the goods on offer, it seems more than generous.
You do know the way to a girl's heart, don't you?
hmm.
And unless you open your purse a little wider, that's all you're gonna get.
But I'm sure we can work something out.
Oh, so
We might get more if you stop talking.
she's a lady of the night as well, just a more expensive one than the ones we saw in the beginning of the game. Interesting. So this is like the nice side of town, huh? Let's look. Yeah, yeah, it is. It's nicer than next to the clinic, at least. Still pretty grim. So yeah, the reason I'm recording this a little later than I normally would, I'll explain after this. Let's see what happens. Oh, it's pretty quiet. I'm recording this later than I normally would because I just finished Through the Looking Glass, the book. So I wanted to play while it was still fresh in my mind.
Yes? Who is it?
Alice Liddle, Mr. Radcliffe.
Ah, you're back. I suppose you better come up. Mind the latch.
So I've reread the original book, and I just read Through the Looking Glass, which is the sequel to Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. And I'd never read Through the Looking Glass. It is pretty trippy. It is very trippy. And while I was reading it, I was like, "Oh yeah, I've missed so many references in this game." They've been dropping American McGee was clearly a very big fan of the books. More so than the movie, I'd say, because there's been characters who have appeared in here that don't appear in the movie. Um, but yeah, they're both really good. The ancient scroll is parchment, and the characters are drawn in Indian ink, which Radcliffe claims the Chinese invented eons ago by mixing soot, lamp oil, gelatin of donkey skin, and musk. He does know some remarkable things. Radcliffe, who can make even fascinating subjects boring, says the curved blade is a 16th century Meito, I don't know how to pronounce that, Meito, katana, and the shorter sword is called a wakizashi, both used by Japanese samurai. Neat. I don't know how historically accurate this book about samurais that I was reading is, but allegedly they would have like a short sword, the however you pronounce it, wasakashi, a standard katana, a spear, and a bow all on them at the same time, so they'd be prepared for like any situation. I don't know how to pronounce that. Schwande porcelain, Mr. Radcliffe says, is the Ming Dynasty's finest. Beautiful shapes, best colors, and most prized decorations. And this is the doctor who is after Alice's fortune, according to your aunt. Oh, there's the rabbit. Give me my rabbit back, you piece of garbage.
Your manners? And what else, I wonder? You abandoned it at Rutledge Asylum, my dear. We've been over this before.
And now he's like...
In a huff as usual, oozing with attitude and accusatory flummery.
Oh, I hate this guy.
I've stolen her rabbit. Ridiculous pretext. She's here about the fire again. All the mad child wants to talk about. My report found her family dead by misadventure. She won't accept it. It goes on and on about her killing memories and her need to know the truth. The alleged truth is, the fire began in the library when the cat knocked over a lamp. The blaze trapped her parents and sister upstairs. Sister Lizzie never even unlocked her door. Died in her bed. The guilty cat always sets her off. She denies it. Makes no sense. It can't be, etc. Agreed. From the outset, Alice was my candidate for the pyromaniac. The girl had a fixation with fire. I once remarked that I thought she might have had a larger role in causing the tragedy. She suffered some sort of psychotic...
Yeah, screw this doctor.
Did I rip his head off? I wanted to.
You should have.
What's left of my brain will explode. Is it mad to pray for better hallucinations?
Oh.
Perhaps I'm fated to expire right here.
Whoa. All movables and effects are gone. Nothing but dust, stains, and the smell of tobacco. No sign of the coroner's report or my rabbit either. Damn him. Oh, you know, that reminds me. My grandparents used to have a clock like that. In the little glass jar and everything. Or glass dome and everything. I don't know what happened to that. I don't know. Yeah, it looked exactly like that. Huh. I wonder which relative snagged that. I always thought it was really cool. It had these little... In fact, you can probably see them. They did a good job with the details. Yeah, you can see them a little... No, it was different than this one. It had like these little brass balls. These 3 brass balls that would kind of move within the little glass dome. It was pretty cool to watch. So yeah, throughout this, I'll try to talk about the books since I just reread them and point out any references. The barricade discourages squatters. Suggests he didn't sell up, just left quickly. I can't get through this way, but I recall the place had a door in the back that opened on the lane. And my theory was right. The Carpenter and the Walrus story is from Through the Looking Glass. Oh, let's see what this says. I'm certain I've been here before, but this view isn't even vaguely reminiscent. Perhaps there's some new construction? Perhaps it was summer? Perhaps I was distracted. Something's going on. I think we're already like halfway to Wonderland or something. We're tripping balls. So yeah, the Walrus and the Carpenter are from Through the Looking Glass. Just like in the movie, though, they don't actually exist in Wonderland. They are told through a poem told by Tweedledee. Is that Tweedledee? Yeah, Tweedledee and Tweedledum tell the story of the walrus and the oysters and the carpenter. What else? What other cool references? Really, if you've seen the movie, I would say like 90% of the movie covers just Alice's adventures in Wonderland. And they kind of picked and chose little details from Through the Looking Glass to include. Like, oh yeah, we're tripping balls. Humpty Dumpty makes an appearance in Through the Looking Glass, as weird as that sounds. And they kind of combine his personality traits with... They kind of give his personality traits to the Mad Hatter in the movie. Because in the books, Humpty Dumpty is actually the one who talks about happy unbirthdays. Let's see. Cool. That's another detail. There is a train in Through the Looking Glass. The Mock Turtle doesn't conduct it. It's just some random conductor with a horse head.
Ruin. It's corrupting all of Wonderland.
Seeking refuge from the wicked world, perhaps things only look like they've gone to hell.
You're not that good a liar, and I'm not that stupid. But something a bit less calamitous would have been welcome.
This unmitigated disaster is your doing, and it will get worse. Your train keeps a hellish schedule. Get moving. Time waits for no one. The change has begun.
The train is perfectly capable of terrifying me, Cat. You should find another job. Is there really so little hope?
There's even less, and if fear paralyzes you, we are lost.
So yeah, it's interesting that they could have brought over a lot of cool, super psychedelic, surreal moments from Through the Looking Glass, but they chose the Walrus and the Carpenter story? Which even Alice comments like, God, what a horrible, unpleasant story. Here, let me turn this down a little bit. What a horribly unpleasant story. I guess you know, at least the walrus showed some signs of remorse. He cries in the story, and Tweedledee and Tweedledum explain, no, well, actually, he was just crying to cover up and hide from the carpenter exactly how many oysters he got. So he was like, boo-hoo, while covering up all their shells, because he stole even more, he ate even more oysters than the carpenter, and he didn't want the carpenter to get angry at him for getting more than his share. So he pretended to be sad, and then Alice was like, well, I guess I like the carpenter more because he didn't eat as many oysters. And Tweedledee and Tweedledum were like, well, actually, he would have eaten even more than the walrus if he could have, but the walrus just cheated him out of his share. So it's just like Alice tries to find like redeeming qualities in the story, and Tweedledee and Tweedledum are like, nah, nah.
A single step off London Bridge could end my journey.
Failure was your epitaph. I'd hoped you were more courageous.
See, at the end, when they keep like telling her, yeah, no, they're pieces of crap, she just gives up and is like, well, those are some very extremely unpleasant characters you just told me about. So it's really weird that Disney was like, yeah, let's keep that in the movie. Like, there's this really beautiful moment. I think my favorite moment in Through the Looking Glass. She meets two. I wasn't expecting that move. She meets new set of royalty. So there's no reoccurring characters from Adventures in Wonderland, sadly. Like Cheshire Cat is not in Through the Looking Glass. Who else? No Caterpillar, no White Rabbit. Through the Looking Glass takes place in a part of Wonderland that's like grid-like. It's set up like a giant chessboard, and each square on the chessboard has like different rules and different characters and different like physics sometimes. Like in the first square that she ends up. Wait, what am I supposed to do in here first? Let's figure this out before I keep yapping. Oh, I need to puff on the hookah first, right? And then it'll show me.
That vaporous ledge only appears as flimsy and insubstantial as your confidence. It will hold you. Trust me.
I wonder who that voice is that's talking to her. It can't be one of the doctors, right? It's too supportive. So yeah, the part of Wonderland it looks like a chessboard in Through the Looking Glass. And in the first square she starts up on, how do I even articulate? If there's a place you're trying to go intentionally in the first square, you need to head in the opposite direction. So she's a character called the Red Queen in the first chapter. First square rather, and she wants to get to her, so she tries chasing after her. That doesn't work. You have to run in the opposite direction, and then the world will kind of like eventually lead you to. It's really trippy. So yeah, I wanted to talk about my favorite moment. So she eventually also meets the White Queen. So Red Queen, White Queen, right? That's like a chessboard, and their armies are constantly in battle, even though the queens get along totally fine. They're like buddies. But their knights fight each other. It's just such a surreal, abstract story. It's hard to like even focus my thoughts. So she finally meets the White Queen, right? And there's this moment where the White Queen is so disheveled, and she's helping to put the White Queen's clothes back on, or not really clothes, like her shawl. She's just putting her back in order. You know, she's like fixing her hair for her and straightening out her clothes for her, because she's a queen and she doesn't have a handmaid, and Alice is just trying to be nice to her. And there's this part where, like, the White Queen puts a wool shawl on, and Alice gets closer and closer and looks at this wool shawl, and they walk through a forest, and everything gets dark, and she's just focusing on this wool shawl, and then when she looks back up, the Queen is like, everything's changed, everything is morphed, so she's no longer looking at with the Queen in the forest. She's in with a talking sheep in a dark shop. Ooh, a new weapon? Or gadget? And it's just as trippy and confusing as it sounds, by the way, if you're having trouble following along. You have just obtained the Mad Hatter Manufacturing Incorporated teapot cannon, never seen before, automatic steam exhaust cap, brand new, clock face, pressure meter, shoots devastating tea grenades, sick, throw an instant tea party, it will be a blast. Oh, awesome. Teapot cannon is highly effective against groups of enemies. The longer shot is charged, the larger the blast radius will be. The teapot cannon can be used to demolish weak surfaces at range. Switch between pepper grinder and teapot cannon by using mouse scroll up, mouse scroll down. Ugh. Oh, that's not bad. Okay, it's just directional buttons. It's a one-hit. What? Whoa. Okay, I'm definitely upgrading this next. I can already tell, like, this thing is insanely strong. It's one-shotting them? Oh, dear God, no. Oh, dear God, no. Well, I will continue my my story about the white sheep in a little bit. I'm gonna have to focus for this. No! What am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong there with that attack? I would love to know. Was that good? I think that was good. Did I get him? Oh, nope, 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 you didn't. Okay. Oh, can I? I think I'm damaging him. Get away, get away. Oh, dear God. Get away. Is there like a sprint button that I don't know about? This dude is so fast for such a like lumbering giant piece of crap. Please, please tell me that did it. I'm clearly not a fan of those guys. So yeah, Alice finds herself in this shop. back to my insane story. Alice finds herself in this shop with a talking white sheep. And I'm going to skip ahead in a little bit in the story. She's unable to buy anything from the shop because the items on the shelves only exist in her peripheral view, so when she tries focusing on it, she can't buy anything. So it gets super trippy. She's not able to focus on anything. She tries to focus on something so hard that eventually the entire shop just disappears, and she finds herself in a rowboat along a river with the sheep. I'm not going to do this story justice. I'm realizing that now. So she finds herself in this rowboat, and she finds these beautiful flowers along the river, the side of the river. And she stops to cut the flowers, and the flowers immediately start to die and disintegrate into a silvery dust. And it's just this beautiful analogy for, like, I don't know, life and how fleeting life is. That's how I read into it. I just thought it was really, I don't know, I wasn't expecting it for such a trippy book. Yeah, I don't know. It was just, it's, my thoughts are scattered. I literally just read through the Looking Glass, like, probably 30 seconds before I fired up this game. So my mind is kind of all over the place right now. Oh, can I? They said something about the, teapot being able to, like, break walls or something, right? Am I just missing it? Is, like, gonna be a trigger that I need to... Couldn't be the bomb, right? Mm-mm. What am I missing? This is gotta be overkill. What am I missing here? Maybe I just can't get to it yet? Question mark? It definitely feels like a secret, though. That's where I'm like... Be able to get this. Oh, wait. It was... What? What? What does that mean? Showing me a pin? I don't have, like, a pin object. I'll take a hit from this hookah and see if that clears our mind.
I'm devastated. Look what's become of my beautiful valley.
All things change in the fullness of time.
Now we can...
Often not for better.
Yeah, fair enough.
Catastrophe may strike even the best regulated families, Mr. Little. course, one family's disaster may be another family's opportunity. And the same goes for a surviving family member.
Oh, this piece of shit. He's saying it's a good thing she died because her family was wealthy and now she's gonna get all the money. In case you guys didn't see the previous... Yeah. What a piece of shit. One thing I will say, the Through the Looking Glass really did well is it introduces, if you've seen the movie, and I'm assuming you've at least seen the movie if you're watching this video. Maybe it's possible though. Maybe people have only played the games or they haven't heard of the games or the movie. I guess that is possible, right? But if you've seen the movie, there was all these fantastical creatures, like the red and butterfly and the snapdragon. What was it? Snapdragonfly? The Momfreeze. The Momfreeze. What else? Anyways, my point is, those are all from Through the Looking Glass. The only, like, fantastical creatures in Adventures in Wonderland are just all talking animals, essentially. Oof. I'm playing like trash because I'm thinking about Through the Looking Glass. I'm so distracted. I need to... I feel like I'm going nuts. Why is the bomb no longer breaking their arms? When it 100% did earlier in the game. And I can go back and check because I've been recording this, obviously. Why is it not breaking their arms now? And the bomb I'm talking about is that little dude. Little white rabbit bomb. Huh. Should be able to finish. No, you can't. Yeah, let's see. I'm getting impatient. Are these... I think... Maybe just my imagination, but I feel like these enemies are also, like... Even though the model hasn't changed, I feel like they're getting harder. Maybe it's just my imagination. Ooh, how did I miss those? Is there something else over here? Sure is. Aha. Oh, I think it auto-switched to the pepper grinder for me. That was kind of nice. I got a little turned around here. So I haven't been this way yet? Is that right? Wait. This... I don't know. I don't know. If you've seen my previous parts, I want to see as many extras as possible without wasting too much time. It feels like... But see, it shows the Cheshire Cat is that way. Huh. And he's usually along the path for the main storyline. To my knowledge, he doesn't have any... Well, maybe he does have missable dialogue spots. I don't know. I was a little disappointed the Cheshire Cat is not in Through the Looking Glass. There's even a part where a creature starts whispering in Alice's ear and she can't see it. It seems to be like invisible to her for some reason. She can't perceive who's whispering to her. I was like, oh, is this gonna be the Cheshire Cat, like helping her out? Because it seems sort of friendly-ish, at least compared to most of the creatures that Alice encounters. If you haven't read... Oh, this was a bonus area. Sick. If you haven't read the books, pretty much everybody Alice runs into is pretty mean. Pretty mean and rude and dismissive. Sometimes outright cruel to Alice. Just kind of interesting that they decided that would be a good material for a kids movie. Even the White Rabbit, who they made look really cute, right, in the movie, he's kind of a dick in the books. Like, he tries to burn Alice in his house, which I think they might have done in the cartoon as well, actually. Oh, another riddle. Cool.
Here's a tiny brain teaser for a tiny, well, for
We welcome the arrival of a phantom at sunset, only to rue its departure at sunrise. What is it? Could it be dreams? Is the Night Flocks? I just read the book, so I don't think it was mentioned, unless it was in one of his weird poems. Lewis Carroll did a lot of weird poems in both those books. Most of them are good, though. Most of them are good.
perfect.
I can't remember if I already said this. The poems were also way better in Adventures in Wonderland, except for the Jabberwocky. The Jabberwocky poem is from Through the Looking Glass, and I had no idea. I thought Lewis Carroll wrote that poem completely independently of the Alice in Wonderland, because I'd read it online, like, randomly, and no one contributed it to being from Alice in Wonderland, but it is. And the Jabberwocky poem, it's worth your time. It'll probably only take you like 15-20 seconds to read. That's where the Vorpal Blade, this weapon, comes from. Blade went snicker snack and off with his head or off with the Jabberwocky's head. Another reason I'm happy I read Through the Looking Glass. Like I just said, I'd read the Jabberwocky poem independently from the book somehow. I don't know how I did that. I managed that. But I did, and it uses a lot of crazy phrases like the Bandersnatch and the Mumfries and outgraved and there's just a bunch. There's a bunch. And when she meets Humpty Dumpty later in the story, he actually breaks down the Jabberwocky. He actually breaks it down in a way that he like she's like, so what are Mumfries? And he's like, oh, Mumfries are XYZ. What are Bandersnatch? Well, Bandersnatch are like this. I don't know, it was kind of cool. I didn't expect that for some reason. Like I said, or maybe I didn't. Maybe I didn't say that. Maybe I just thought it. I was a little disappointed Humpty Dumpty was in the book, just because Lewis Carroll didn't invent Humpty Dumpty. So it felt weird. Felt a little weird to me, for some reason. Like, he was so imaginative and creative and came up with all these fantastical creatures and things. And then he just kind of pulled a random fable out of his butt. Because I think Humpty Dumpty is one of those weird fables that we don't know who wrote it. Oh, okay, I guess my timing was off earlier when I tried to reflect their shots. Turns out you can. What was I talking about? Oh, Humpty Dumpty. I was complaining that it wasn't a... Yeah, anyway, so Humpty Dumpty is one of these fables that's been around for like hundreds of years, and I just thought it was weird that Lewis Carroll just kind of stuck him in the book. To be fair, he did switch it up. He doesn't fall off his wall. If I had to summarize Humpty Dumpty in the Alice in Wonderland books, he's like a full of himself know-it-all. He keeps talking about like, yeah, even if I did fall off this wall, I'm kind of friends with the king. Have you heard of him? The king? You may have heard of this little guy called the King. Yeah, he's gonna put me back together if I fall, so really not a big deal. I'm paraphrasing, but that is literally, not literally, that is pretty much what he says to Alice. And then he has the most savage line ever. Alice, when she's wrapping up with Humpty Dumpty, she says, it was a pleasure meeting you, and I would look forward to meeting you again. And Humpty Dumpty says, even if we did meet again, I wouldn't recognize you. You look exactly like everybody else to me. All of you people look the same. And Alice is like, what? It's like, yep, you've got 2 eyes, a nose, a mouth. You're all the same. I'm not making it sound as cruel as he does. It's pretty brutal. He's just like, yeah, you're just some average lady. I don't know. Whatever. I'm not gonna remember you, essentially. You're not special enough for me to remember. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm thinking about the books. I am thinking about the books completely. There we go. Oh, are these guys gonna keep spawning until I get rid of the tea kettle, maybe? Oh, no. Dude. I was gonna say, I just wanted to attack the tea kettle for 1 second, and this guy won't get off my balls. Okay, there we go. So yeah, I enjoyed both, but I think if you only got the time for one, or if you're more curious about one more than the other, I think Adventures in Wonderland is better. That being said, if you've only seen the movie, you're gonna find way more new stuff happening in Through the Looking Glass. Because like I said, the oh my god. Oh, come on. Please tell me you guys saw me dodge there. What was that? I dodged, man. Okay, that weapon is real. This weapon is super good, but it's not good against those big dudes. I'm just calling that out. You know what? Neither is the pepper grinder. I think you're not supposed to probably use ranged weapons against these guys, maybe. Let's try it. I know I just said not to, but come on, it's gotta be sort of good, right? Yeah, it's still hurting him. And I'm not having to risk getting close, so I guess I just wish it, like, stumbled him. Broke his poise, to use some Dark Souls terms. I wonder if people would enjoy watching me play Dark Souls. I don't know. Personally, I feel like those games are so much more entertaining to, like, play yourself rather than watch people. I don't know. I don't know if that'd be a good idea or not. I would love to show Dark Souls 2 some love, because it seems to be universally hated, and I love that game. It might be my favorite Souls game. I think it probably is my favorite Souls game. I like that they tried to do stuff differently. Everybody was so, like, it's not like Dark Souls 1. I can't make the exact build I made in Dark Souls 1. I can't remake it. It's like, yeah, buddy, they tried some different stuff, bud. It's different. It's a different game. They try to do something different. Adaptability. Okay, one thing I will say they definitely did wrong in Dark Souls 2 is the soul memory. That's my buddy always gives me shit about that when we get in this debate. Not even a debate. It's a friendly discussion about Souls games. He always gives me shit about the soul memory, to which I have to immediately lose the discussion because, yeah, soul memory sucks. In case you don't know what I'm talking about, every time you get souls, which is essentially experience in Dark Souls, those Dark Souls games, every time you just get it, you don't have to even spend it. In Dark Souls 2, it puts you in a different bracket than your friends. So if you're really bad at the game and you keep dying over and over again, which, it's probably going to happen your first time through, it makes it damn near impossible to play with friends. Which is tragic. It is tragic. Wait, why do I get the distinct feeling that I'm not going to be able to come back here? I guess maybe there's some more vents over there. Is it just me, though, or does it really feel like there should be a pig snout out here to let me... Alright, I guess we're good. We're good. What? There's usually more of a fucking lead up. What was that? There was, like, no tell at all. He just fucking lunged at me, right? Am I crazy? What is happening? Staying locked. 15-year-old game. EA abandoned it after 1.0. That's my mantra every time, like, the game crashes or it does something buggy with the lock on. EA abandoned this game. American McGee wanted to give it way more support and features, but they didn't let him. You gotta be forgiving. Ooh, baby. How much more do I need to upgrade the teapot? I can already do it. I'm actually really liking the teapot. It's a better ranged option than pepper grinder, and it does AoE. So, like, I'm all for it. and it just seems to do a ton of damage. Have I gotten to try it against one of those clawed tea kettles yet? I don't think I have. Those guys suck. Oh. I hear something nasty. Wasn't I locked? Am I crazy? Wasn't I locked on? Ah, whatever. Let's see. What's over here then? I knew I was doomed. Right after the first jump, I was like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna make this. Oh yeah, I'm not gonna make this jump. Also, I can't remember if I already said at the start, thank you guys so much for watching. I know I had some technical difficulties when I first started this channel, and I really appreciate that you guys have been subscribing and liking still. It's just, I don't know, it's nice. It really does motivate you. It's just like, oh, there's some more freaks on YouTube who like the same weird games I do. It's just nice. Okay, I'm still looking for that pig snout. I can't start talking about the Duchess again. I can't. I'm risking getting banned on YouTube every time I talk about the Duchess. If you didn't see my previous playthrough, go watch that if you want to listen to me rant about how fucked up the Duchess is in the first book and why she wasn't in the movie.
No fun at all. One day I'll try a clay pipe.
Oh, did I ever talk about this? Her sister is so cool in the book too, and Alice, you know, she doesn't appear a lot. In fact, she barely appears at all in both books. But when she does, she's so supportive, and Alice tells her about her adventures in Wonderland, and she's just like, "Oh, one day you're gonna tell other kids about these stories, and they're gonna love them." And I don't know, it's just really sweet. And even when Alice is in Wonderland, she keeps referencing her sister, like, "Ooh, I can't wait to tell her about this." I don't think Lewis Carroll. Listen to the cat.
The sight, the stink, the sinister sound. What have you imagined, Alice?
This is trauma, baby. Trauma, not personified, but in the physical form. Maybe personified would be accurate. I don't know. Oh, but yeah, I don't think Lewis Carroll gave her sister a name in the book. And I have. Oh, okay. Let me focus for this. I hate these guys, as I'm sure you can tell. Let's knock this dude out real quick. Whew. Ooh, that was a good one. 2 for 1. Dear God, dear God. Use the environment. Remember to use the environment when he chases you down. Abuse the environment, buddy. He's faster than you. Abuse it. It doesn't matter. I know it feels cheap. Abuse it. I can feel my face scrunching up. Here it comes. He's gonna charge you. Yep. So in case you haven't seen me fight this dude before, even with dashing constantly, he's still way faster than you. Which you wouldn't expect with his body type. It's a little surprising, right? Dude. This weapon is so good for fighting him. Oh, it's this part. Okay. Okay. Did I get him? Oh. Whew. I'm definitely getting better at fighting them. It helps that I'm not having to fight. The first time I fought these guys, in case you didn't see, I only like two roses. It saves your heart status. And yeah, that was just super brutal. Not too bad when you're almost full roses. Ooh, that looks cool.
It's not only about you, Alice. Look at the destruction around you. Consider its cause. Then come join me.
Consider its cause, then come join me. What a creep. I don't like this guy. Ooh, let's look around a little bit. Neat. Cool. Alright, I just wanted to appreciate the environment. I wasn't, like, looking for anything. Haven't heard a pig snout in a while, which is a little worrisome. Surely this is like the next. Let's backtrack a little bit. Oh, I never know. I feel like they did it intentionally as well to fuck with people like me who want to try and see everything. Like, I just never know which way is going to trigger. No, this has to be the bonus area. This has to be, right? 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 Right, guys?
Skin burned by fire, scald rusty, looks wrinkled like a toadstool in winter.
Ugh, Pris. I think that's her name. She wasn't in either of the books, by the way. She's, I mean, I don't know why I needed to explain that. Neither, Alice isn't out of her mind in the book. Her family doesn't burn to death, so yeah, of course, neither the Doctor or Pris are in the books or anything like that. Alice in the books is a well-adjusted little young girl with a overreactive, I wouldn't even say, just a healthy imagination. Just a good imagination. The books are dark, though, I must say. There's some dark moments in those books. They touch on topics like, obviously, mental illness, being isolated, feeling like an outsider, being away from home, being in a culture shock. Culture shock, being in a place where everybody has different values than you. Touches on some heavy stuff. I felt more so in Adventures in Wonderland than Through the Looking Glass. Some of the parts on Through the Looking Glass started to feel like, hey, who's on first? I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, you know that old bit? Like, some of it felt a little bit like that to me. Especially towards the end between the White Queen and the Red Queen. It's like, okay, guys, let's kind of let's get back to the crazy psychedelic sheep analogies.
You are familiar with the saying that smoking stunts your growth.
Adults assault children with that adage. Usually while they've got a pipe stuck in their mouths.
I won't
Isn't
ask
that the
you to
truth?
inhale. Let the smoke envelop you.
Ooh. This is another super common thing in Adventure in Wonderland. Her size kept changing like all the time. It wasn't just drink me and eat me like it is in the cartoon. Her size was constantly changing. Her body was like undergoing. Ooh, this looks awesome. It's like a Japanese tea garden. Sick. Oh, look at her dress. So cool. Wow. I love it. There's Mahjong piece? Is that... Am I off base culturally there? I don't know. Mahjong is a Chinese game, right? Well, this could be a Chinese themed. It doesn't have to be Japanese. My mind, I'm just a filthy weeb, so my mind immediately went to Japan.
The author obliterated the distinction between poetry and pessimism.
Okay, that was definitely a reference to Lewis Carroll. He loved poems, and they were pretty... I don't know if I'd use the word pessimism, but they were definitely cynical. I mean, just think about the oyster and the walrus and carpenter poem. Like, that was... It was pretty weird, and even more weird in the books. Like I said, Alice tries to find redeeming qualities in the characters, and Tweedledee and Tweedledum are like, no, they were just evil. They were just manipulative and evil. Don't worry about it. It's like, okay, interesting choice, Disney. Not sure why you felt the need to include that. Oof. You know I couldn't pass up these teeth. Oh, but you're gonna miss them anyways, buddy. What I could do... Ah, screw it. I'll do the safe thing. This is cool. I'm liking this level already. Am I already at the last upgrade for the, Yeah, you are. 725. Sick. Now that I know it's good against my worst nightmare, those hulking ruins or whatever they're called, like, yeah, I definitely want to upgrade the teapot for sure. Okay, doesn't seem timed, so let's go grab whatever this is. Feels like there's gonna be a box slug. No, there's not. Well, you know what? Actually, before we get too far in this is probably we're right at the beginning, so this seems like a good stopping point, actually, right? And then the next part, we'll try to do as much of this area as we can. We might even just knock it all out in the next part. So yeah, thanks again for watching, guys. I always appreciate it. Consider leaving a like or subscribing if you enjoyed, or dislike if you didn't, and a comment why. Let me see if there's anything else I wanted to add. Yeah, I'm gonna put the link to Through the Looking Glass. Maybe I'll just put a link to both Adventures in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass in the description in case you guys want to read them for free. You can. You won't have to sign into the sites or anything like that. The links will take you straight to the books. Okay, so don't worry about that. I hope you have a good rest of your day or night, and I'll see you guys soon. All right, peace.